Hi, welcome to America 2.0. This is the big story for tonight. Another from worldtruth.tv, author unknown. I know, I hate the author unknown thing too, but it is what it is. Doesn't say it under the headline, doesn't say it on the internet. You can't give credit. This is a big one, folks. Again, you might want to sit down for this. I'll give it a good 5-10 seconds for this one. Okay. Hopefully by now you're sitting down. Alright. We see in the news every day that China and Russia are now working together. Good for them. They're right next door. They should. Or on top, etc. They really should. So, what are they up to? Well, if you believe the internet, which I do to about 50% of the time, China is launching a global currency. Oh, yes. China is recasting all its gold reserves into small 1 kilo bars and will soon issue a new gold-backed currency, which will inevitably cause the collapse of the US dollar. We've been hearing this forever. You know, during the first Gulf War, there was a story that, that the euro was getting introduced in, Russia, and everybody was going to put the euro into the oil market and collapse the dollar. That didn't happen. And then supposedly the backstory for the the reason we went in, the reason Libya, Iraq, and Syria and everybody got involved was because they were doing Gaddafi wanted to do a gold-backed currency. And at that point, when Gaddafi was alive, he was the richest man alive, according to some sources. I mean, he had like $200 trillion because he took like 89% of all money that came through that area. So this guy was rich, 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 rich. I mean, he was supposed to be the richest person on the planet, no questions. They had to kill him. Why? I ain't gonna tell you that. Come on now, you should know this. I bet he's not dead. I bet him, Saddam, and the rest of those guys are chilling with Jobs down in Argentina where Jobs was seen. Oh yeah, you hear about that? Yeah, look into it. He was seen up walking around in Argentina about 3-4 weeks after he was supposedly died, and they buried him. Not saying conspiracy, just saying there was a dude that looked like Jobs wearing the turtleneck with the same head and the same everything else. Anyway, so I think it was Libya, Iraq, Syria, and a few other countries that wanted to do this under Gaddafi. And that was the reason we went into Iraq and into Gaddafi to go take out Gaddafi too, supposedly, because he was pushing for a euro-based oil system with a gold backing, which would have killed the US dollar. So again, 2 attempts at this have failed globally. Probably more, but we can only get to what we can get to, and we can only use the information we're given and what we can get to. The currency will be involved in trade agreements with Russia, Chile, Japan, Brazil, India, Iran, and GATA now estimates, GATA, some kind of international trading authority, global something trading authority probably, I'll look into it later, that you can look it up, now estimates 80% plus gold investors think that their gold now exists in China. Okay, let me explain one thing that this is not going to say, and I did my homework, and this kind of pans out, so kind of go with this. They're doing the gold thing. over here. Okay? A few years back, what was the hype? What was the hype? Oh, we buy gold. Come, give your gold here. You know, we buy gold. We buy gold. Come, give me your gold. I will give you money for your gold. I will give you money. Come, come. Yeah, it was all over the place. It was the United States, United Kingdom, every major country basically had this thing, and they still do, but it's played down now. It's my understanding that this was a U.S. allied type system to help pay the debt back that we owed to China, at least partly. Well, if this turns out to be true, we kind of kicked ourselves in the ass, and they have all the gold reserves supposedly. Tell you what I'd do before this even plays out. I would love to go to Fort Knox and see what's in the vault. I've heard stories. I have heard stories. I hope none of them are true, and I won't even bother to release them here. But I've heard there's supposedly no gold in there the last 10 or 15 years in Fort Knox. Again, that's not a story, that's just something I've heard. The stories I'm not going to go into. Obviously we have some gold on hand. And, they're always going to have the first floor, like, okay, yeah, see, look, oh, gold is piled in the ceiling. Okay, cool. And then, like 50 basements below, oh, shit, there's nothing. But, But anyways, Russia, China, Japan, Brazil, India, Iran are all going to use this trading system, and they're going to use it with their partners. So let's see if we can do some help. Russia's going to use it with their partners, which are usually all the Soviet states, Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, all the places. Here it comes. Here it comes. Yes, you're right. Here it comes. All the places NATO is now occupying. I bet. I bet. The gold. That's the trading area. I bet for Russia. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? That's what the sanctions are about. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. I'd love for some economic guy to come on and tell me no. I'd love him to say yes. Okay, so we got Russia. So we know why Russia is in the heat, and why they're watching the money, and why they're watching the resources. We kind of get the idea, that. Alrighty, so we kind of know. Chile. Chile's got a lot of mines. Brazil's got a lot of mines. Argentina, we know, gold and silver and everything else. Holy crap. They got a lot of mines. That's their place. Silver, I think, is South America's thing, and gold. All those Nazca lines and stuff. Excuse me. Libya, well, Libya was pretty much obliterated, so. Iraq, another one, Iraq. ISIS is in Iraq. Huh. And they have their own, basically, currency system of monetary stuff and everything now. Wait, no. Wait, sorry, Iraq wasn't in the agreement, but that does come back to, you wonder, hey, how much was in there with the Gaddafi thing? Sorry, I got off track, my eyes wandered. Alright, so we had Russia, Chile, we did Brazil, India. India is a huge, huge, huge player. You think about all the gold that was in India, all the issues with Pakistan. I really got to source this guy. I watched this brilliant video. My other videos, ISIS surrounds Israel. I think I mentioned this guy's history lesson. on the internet. It was in one of the ones I posted last night. This guy was some kind of sheikah or sheik, uh, uh, Imran or whatever their guys are called, and he did this beautiful history lesson. I mean, it was the best thing you've ever heard of how he went from uh, India. Oops, sorry. He went the whole circle of things. He went for British-controlled India all the way around, did the whole history all the way around to the current sanctions on Russia and everything else. I mean, this guy knew his stuff. He wasn't making shit up. I mean, he knew his shit. I mean, yeah, he might be, one of those, you know, I think the guy was good. I don't know. But he was definitely worth talking to, especially about history. But India's been a center point of the world for 5,000 years. These guys got it. If it's in trading, they have it. They are involved. Just like Russia, just like China. They have it. And Iran. There was something I read about Iran. Some kind of deal with Bush made with Saudi Arabia, I think it was. And America, when Obama came into office, and I don't mean to bash Obama, I'm trying not to, but he, Obama took the agreement, and please message me about this. I want to know this agreement. Obama took the agreement from Saudi Arabia, I guess it'll be down here, and gave the agreement to Iran. I forget what it's about. It's a big trading thing, and I think he did it to make Iran look good or something. But anyways, all these guys are together now in this, so good for them. You know, you can hate all you want in one country versus another, but the people got to eat, and it is what it is. You know, I'd love to come on here and say, what that guy said and said India and Iran and Pakistan are all, countries controlled by the same people and everything. I'd love to say that, but I don't have the facts in front of me. But this guy knew his stuff, man. But anyways, China launches global currency. I don't think it's in effect yet, but again, their major trade partners are Russia, Chile, Japan, Brazil, India, Iran. Russia's main partners are with all those NATO guys that right now don't like them. Mm. Chile is all the South American people that, oddly enough, don't have any real history right now of being in the news. Japan, Fukushima. Uh-oh. Japan's kind of on a crap list of things that happened. Wonder what the background story in Fukushima was. I really do. I hope one day that comes out. Brazil, Brazil's always been involved in trading and stuff since the Portuguese came there, and I'm not going to go into the Fast Five speech about the Portuguese and the Spanish, but there's a way you settle a country with the natives. You know, I forget the way that it was said, but you know, the Spanish went in guns blazing, and they got their asses kicked, but they killed shitloads of natives in Brazil, and basically they got their asses kicked so bad they had to leave. Portuguese came in with a different approach. Portuguese came in with trinkets, mirrors, coffee, things that, various things that these guys weren't accustomed to, that once they had, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this, and this, and this, and this. Well, you guys aren't cooperating. You're not going to get this. Oh, but by, this person wants it, and, this person wants it. Well, cooperate and you get this. So they basically, that's how they basically came in to do this, and that's how the Portuguese ended up controlling Brazil. It's not always about force; it's about will and opportunity too, and what you can offer. Uh, but that's how they settled Brazil supposedly. I don't know my Brazilian history much. And I'm sorry to run on a tangent here, but this is huge news. I'm trying to give you as much background as I can to try to pull this together. So if there's 30 different stories you don't know about, well, I'm trying to educate you a little bit. But the main source for any of this is the recasting in London story, which was confirmed by most sources, led to Chinese efforts for new trading system. And like I said, all those um, all those little pop-up stores, and websites, we'll buy gold from you and we'll give you, 60, 80% on the dollar, whatever it was, you know, China. I guarantee you what happened was a Chinese trade agreement came down the ladder. Sorry. And China said, look, Mr. Bush, Mr. Obama, we know you guys are hurting. We'd like some kind of help. What can you offer us? Well, our gold, is depleted. Let us do a World War II style thing where we go and we ask for gold reserves and we'll pay 60, 70 cents on the dollar. And China will sit back and say, well, okay, how much gold will I get? And they said, well, we'll give you, 10, 15% more than that, whatever the number was. I guarantee you that's how they did this. That's why nobody knew that it was a Chinese-backed system. But I bet China got edgy, and that's what happened. And like I said, most gold investors estimate 80% of gold that exists in the fluid markets is in China. So this is something that supposedly is going to happen. Now, this is the internet, I mean, I just talked about 2 different times they tried to overthrow the dollar. What happened? But if you look at history right now, Russia and China are competing, are together on this one issue. Russia is now surrounded by NATO, inside all his allies that he would trade this with. Dun, 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 dun. Chile? There's not really much to say about Chile. Japan, Fukushima. Somebody got pissed off at Japan. You know what I think happened? Besides HARP, I think that Iranian virus hit Fukushima's plant, but I hear the tsunami, so maybe it was HARP, maybe it was a bad storm. I remember what was before that, but what Japan was doing, but I won't even go into that. Anyways, I wanted to bring this story to you. Ooh, 18 minutes, 51, 52, 53 seconds. Okay. So this is America 2.0, bringing you China launches global currency. This is one for the books, I'll tell you that much. I'll leave this one up and let it go for 20 minutes. So, China launches global currency. And we wonder why China and Russia want to work together when Russia is getting all these economic sanctions. China has all the gold. Supposedly. It's like anything. Do we know? Make some good stories, though. You can connect most of these countries and what's going on. You go, So Gaddafi tried it, got his ass kicked, or actually got killed for it. For that, yeah, Gaddafi, Saddam, and the guy in Syria, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember his name, Morsi, I believe it was. Those three were going to do the currency. It didn't work. I think that led to the second Gulf War issue. Now they're going to say war on terror, this, that, and of course that would be an act of terrorism. Think about it. That would be a global act of terrorism. I'm coming into your house or into your bank to take all your wealth, all your homes, all your properties, because now they're mine. That's it. And that would be the same thing. If these guys came in here and did a global currency which kicks the US dollar out, that would be what it would be. We're coming in, we basically took all your stuff, and now you're worthless. Bye. No, that ain't gonna work. And then the other story, I mean, come on. I mean, this goes with the WW3 stuff. I'm trying not to make any of this up. I'm trying to go with what I'm given, and this is about what it is.